Alright, we are back again, and in today's video, Dr. Mensah Otabil has done it again. In a video that, popped up some weeks back or some days back, he said, "No man of God is our covering." And today's video, we are going to hear he say that 95% of Ghanaian pastors that call themselves prophets are fake. Yes, that's what the man of God, Dr. Mensah Otabil, said.
And I have said it, and I'll say it without any shadow of doubt, based on my knowledge of the scriptures, based on my knowledge of church history, which I have extensive knowledge of, based on my theological reasoning, based on my experiential observation, that about 95% of people who call themselves prophets in Ghana are quacks.
Let's go and listen to what he said and why he said that. We will be back.
If we don't define who a prophet is properly from the New Testament, then all kinds of charlatans, crooks, psychics, necromancers, and all kinds of assorted, all kinds of people. What it does is that they mix it up and they destroy the good ones. They destroy the good ones. So it has to be defined, and the boundaries have to be created. So you don't just get up and call yourself something. There is no vocation in the world where you get up and call yourself it. Tell me which vocation in the world that you get up and call yourself it. Somebody starts a church, has a few cockroaches and lizards roaming in the classroom. He puts down chairs for them, and he says, "I'm an apostle." Apostle? Do you know how? Do you know what an apostle is? But because there's no definition, people just get up and assign these things to themselves and allude to themselves. And so what happens is the right thing gets destroyed. The foundations are destroyed. The people who must be heard are no longer heard because the quacks have saturated the market. And I have said it, and I'll say it without any shadow of doubt, based on my knowledge of the scriptures, based on my knowledge of church history, which I have extensive knowledge of, based on my theological reasoning, based on my experiential observation, that about 95% of people who call themselves prophets in Ghana are quacks. Including some of you in this room who are calling yourself that. And I say this with the pure love of the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm not saying this to shame you. I'm not saying this to belittle you. I'm saying if you're not a doctor, don't call yourself doctor. If you're a lab technician, just say, "I'm a lab technician. One day I'll be a doctor." But don't call yourself what you are not. And don't think that by calling yourself something you are. Because if you are not a doctor, and you call yourself a doctor, and you're walking around the hospital, and somebody's going to the theater, and they say, "Come along and do the theater," you'll be under pressure to do a surgery. And you cut somebody. And he says, "I have a problem with my spleen." And then you cut something else. And then leave scissors and everything inside the stomach. Kill somebody's child. You kill somebody's child. And there are people ruining families, ruining people's lives, destroying people because they have taken a title upon themselves and are forced to do something. Sometimes by reading Facebook notes, sometimes by collecting information, sometimes by doing just nice psychology on people. God uses people, but there has to be a system by which we do things. Because if we don't do that, we ruin everything. We ruin everything. Then we create such a scandal and mistrust for everybody who calls himself a clergyman in Ghana. Eventually they say we are all crooks, we are all charlatans, because that is what happens. If a few doctors make mistakes, we say all these doctors are charlatans. Although some people went to medical school and went to do specialization, but the market has been crowded and flooded by bad practitioners. So I believe that we have to do ourselves surgery. And if charismatics don't do it, I will do it. I hope you get me. And I won't stop today, and I won't stop tomorrow. And I'm going to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And I'm going to point from the scriptures. And I'm going to teach from church history. And I'm going to teach from the history of the Pentecostal church and the charismatic movement, because I have studied it. And I'm going to use it. And I'm going to help all of us to cure. I hope you get me. I'm going to help all of us to cure, so that we can stand up and say, this is a wholesome church. Things are done well. As Paul told the Corinthian church, let everything be done in order. There is orderliness in the operation of the gifts of the Spirit. There's orderliness in the operation of the supernatural. The supernatural must not be chaotic. It's not a free-for-all thing. Paul says when you go to church and you prophesy, people must sit and judge it. That's what Paul said. You must judge it. That means that there should be other people listening and saying, point one, why did you tell the woman when I was praying, I saw you were wearing red underwear? Yeah, wrong. That's right. Somebody must mark it and say wrong. Why did you call the person in front and describe their sickness so that the person, even after he's healed, has a stigma? Why? So others are judging and say, brother, the word was good, but it was poorly delivered. And it didn't affirm human dignity. It destroyed the value of a human being. That's how you judge. So that the practitioners now become more conscious of delivering a gift of God in a noble manner. So you are praying, you say you receive a word.
The question here is why? Why are teachers of the word accusing prophets of the word? Why are preachers of the word accusing prophets of the word? All right. When we look in the Bible, we have 5 different fold ministries. Everybody in his or her office. So if a person said he is a prophet, why don't you accept it? And somebody said he is a teacher, accept it. Every now and then we hear fake prophet, false prophet, and all that. So what do you think about this? Is the man of God right? Was he right to have said that 95% of the prophets here in Ghana are fake? Think about it. Attack on the prophets. So please kindly subscribe, hit on the notification button so that anytime we come, you would be able to see and learn. God bless you. We'll come.